Hello, what's going on YouTube is just getting too bored, not to make a video or not to do anything or something seemingly productive, so to speak. Hence, I showed up again, you know in another video, in another filming session. Well, to be absolutely honest, still, still same old shite, but just, you know, different days and night. As for me, and to make the matters worse, nothing seems to interest me um, anymore. Even even when it comes to saving up some money to buy myself a new silicon sex doll, or or browsing you know images of dead women, of dead female human individual to fab to. um, and um, life is just pure shit and misery, you know if not also plus boredom and loneliness, blah blah blah. Um, so probably you know there is a purpose to life, though it's not something um, it's not something that has something to do with noble causes or things or rocket science. It's quite quite raw and quite gross, to say the least. Say we consume food, you know slash we eat, we consume food to keep the circles going, to keep the nitrogen circle, the oxygen circle, and the carbon circle, um, you know, going. So we consume food so that these you know fundamental cycles of life can keep circulating, can keep perpetuating. Say as I said, you know you eat, you shit, you eat to shit, you shit to eat, you eat to shit, you shit to eat. That's you know and unless you hadn't noticed, but if you you know examine the kanji characters representing the meaning of shit and urine, you will notice, you will see that they both have something to do with death. You know, you know, the the particles that consist that and that these two kanji characters consist of you know means corpse. So we live to die so that someone else can live and die, to make ways, to make space for those that come after us. um, I beg your pardon if I, if I sound way too philosophical or metaphysical, or or using the, the the jargons or buzzwords instead of, using layman's terms or plain words, to express, you know what I would like to express. But it's just a pure fact that, once, well, in fact, I have another, um, anecdote, I would like to share, um, with you guys, about, the signs, that could, indicate, someone is about to die. So, once you notice that, such human individual, um, begins to lose his or her appetite, and as a result, consuming, far, less amount of food, than he or she, you know um, tended to, before, he or she caught such illness or disease. That could very much indicate that, he or she is about to, to evaporate. Since the, the, the connections, our, corporeal flesh with, this shitty world, is the, is the, you know the cycles, the nitrogen cycles, the, the nitrogen cycle, the sulfur cycle, the carbon cycle, and the, um, oxygen cycle, blah blah blah. So once you stop eating, that means, you will stop shitting, you will stop defecating, and, that means, the cycles, that keeps you, that keep your physical, flesh functioning, um, are about to come to an end. So once, the physical interactions, you have with this shitty world begin to decrease in frequency and in amount, that could well indicate, that you are about to fly away to, um, to see God or see hell, blah blah blah. Um, yeah. So you eat, you shit, you die. We eat, we shit, we die. That's the, constant one of, I suppose it falls within the range or categories of constants that, that indicate life, and that necessitate life. So yeah, and yes, thank you very much, for being my 492nd and 93rd subscribers, whoever you are. That's really, um, made my day, at least, did, despite my current circumstance, at least I can see that my channel is still slowly growing, and that in turn adds a bit of incentives, to you know to the to the habit or my existing behavioral patterns of making some videos on YouTube, and on BitChute on a fairly regular basis. So I do appreciate that. It does make my day. Thank you very much. And no matter whether you subscribed to my Patreon page or not, you all made my day. And yeah, I suppose it's time to go. It's time for me to end this filming session, since I don't actually have much in particular to say anyway. So yeah, I'll keep you guys posted, and if God's still willing, see you next time on YouTube. Au revoir. Bye. Take care.